Begin by allowing your body to arrive fully in this moment. There is no need to adjust anything perfectly. Simply notice where you are sitting or lying down and let the surface beneath you support your weight. Feel how your body is already being held without effort. This is the first signal of safety, realizing you do not have to hold yourself together right now. Bring your attention gently to your breath. Do not try to control it. Just observe it as it is. Notice the natural rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. With each exhale, imagine releasing a small amount of tension you may not even have realized you were carrying. Your body knows how to soften when given permission. As your breathing settles, become aware of the space around you. The room, the air, the quiet presence of this moment. Nothing is required of you here. You are not expected to perform, think, or solve anything. This space exists only for rest and awareness. Let that understanding sink in slowly. Stillness does not mean emptiness. Stillness is a state where nothing is demanding your attention. In this state, your nervous system begins to relax. Muscles loosen slightly. The mind slows its constant scanning. You may notice thoughts drifting in and out. That is normal. You do not need to follow them. Simply let them pass like distant sounds. Safety is not something you have to create. It is something you allow yourself to recognize. Right now, you are safe enough to pause, safe enough to breathe, safe enough to be present without judgment. Even if your life feels uncertain or heavy, this moment itself holds no immediate threat. Let your body register that truth. As you remain here, notice any areas of tightness or discomfort. Perhaps in your shoulders, chest, jaw, or stomach. There is no need to force them to relax. Simply bring gentle awareness to those areas. Often, awareness alone begins the process of release. Tension softens when it is no longer ignored or resisted. Your mind may attempt to pull you back into planning or remembering. That is okay. When you notice it happening, gently guide your attention back to your breath or to the feeling of being supported. Each return strengthens your ability to remain present. There's no failure here, only practice. Stillness allows your internal environment to recalibrate. When you are constantly moving or thinking, your system stays alert. When you pause, your body receives the message that it can stand down. This is where restoration begins, not through effort, but through permission. Imagine a sense of quiet settling around you, like the calm that follows a deep sigh. This quiet does not erase your thoughts or emotions. It simply creates space around them. In that space, everything feels less urgent, less heavy. You are not trying to escape anything. You are allowing yourself to be with what is without pressure. Safety also means allowing yourself to feel without being overwhelmed. If emotions arise, acknowledge them without labeling them as good or bad. They are simply signals passing through awareness. You do not need to analyze them. Let them exist, and let them move on in their own time. As stillness deepens, you may notice a subtle sense of grounding, a feeling of being anchored in your body rather than scattered in your thoughts. This grounding is a foundation for healing and clarity. It is the place where balance begins. Remind yourself gently that nothing is expected of you during this time. You are not here to fix yourself. You are here to rest in awareness. This mindset removes pressure and allows your system to relax naturally. Healing does not respond well to force. It responds to safety. Each breath becomes an invitation to stay present. Each moment of stillness becomes an affirmation that you are allowed to pause. Over time, this practice trains your body and mind to recognize calm as familiar rather than foreign. You may notice that your breathing has slowed or deepened without effort. This is a sign that your body is responding. Let it continue at its own pace. Trust the process unfolding quietly within you. Stillness is not passive. It is attentive without tension. In this state, awareness becomes clear and steady. You are not drifting away. You are arriving more fully. As you rest here, let yourself acknowledge that you are safe enough to let go, even briefly. Safe enough to stop bracing. Safe enough to exist without constant vigilance. This recognition alone begins to restore balance. Stay with this sense of safety and stillness for a few more moments. Allow it to settle into your awareness, not as something temporary, but as a state you can return to whenever needed. As you remain in a state of gentle stillness, begin to notice a subtle shift in your awareness. Without forcing any imagery, allow the idea of calm protection to enter your mind. This is not something you must believe in or visualize perfectly. It is simply an invitation to sense a feeling of steadiness and reassurance forming around you. Imagine a soft blue presence beginning to surround your awareness. This blue is not bright or intense. It is calm, deep, and stable, like the color of a clear evening sky. It does not rush toward you or demand attention. It exists quietly, offering a sense of support rather than control. This blue light represents protection in its most peaceful form, not protection against the world, but protection from unnecessary strain. It acts as a boundary that allows you to remain open without feeling exposed. Within this space, you do not need to defend yourself or stay alert. You are allowed to rest. As this awareness grows, notice how your body responds. You may feel a slight easing in your chest or shoulders. You may feel nothing at all. Both experiences are equally valid. Healing does not require sensation. It requires presence. The blue light does not fix or remove anything. It simply creates a safe environment where tension no longer needs to be held tightly. Imagine it gently surrounding your body, not pressing or confining, but holding space around you like a calm embrace. If thoughts arise, allow them to pass through the light without resistance. They do not need to be pushed away. The light does not block thoughts. It softens their impact. This allows your mind to remain clear without becoming empty. Protection in this sense is about clarity. When you feel protected, you can observe your thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. The blue light symbolizes this clarity, a steady presence that keeps you grounded while allowing awareness to expand. You may imagine this light flowing slowly from above, settling around you, or emerging gently from within. There is no correct direction. What matters is the feeling of calm containment. You are held in awareness, not constrained by it. As the light surrounds you, imagine it creating a boundary that filters out unnecessary noise. External expectations, internal pressure, and lingering tension remain outside this space. You are not rejecting them. You are simply giving yourself a moment of quiet separation. This awareness of protection can feel unfamiliar at first. Many people are used to being constantly alert or braced. Allow yourself to notice any resistance without judgment. Resistance often appears when the body is learning a new state of ease. Let it be there without trying to change it. The blue light is steady and reliable. It does not flicker with your thoughts or emotions. It remains calm, even if your mind wanders. This steadiness allows your nervous system to relax further, knowing that nothing needs immediate attention. With each breath, imagine the light becoming more settled, more integrated into your awareness. You are not surrounded by something foreign. You are recognizing a quality that already exists within you, the ability to feel grounded and protected without tension. This sense of protection also allows openness. When you feel safe, you do not need to close yourself off. You can observe, reflect, and feel without fear of being overwhelmed. The light supports this balance, open yet grounded, aware yet calm. If emotions surface, imagine the light gently holding them without judgment. It does not amplify them or push them away. It allows them to exist in a softened state. This makes emotional processing feel less intense and more manageable. You may notice that your breathing continues to deepen naturally. This is a sign that your body recognizes safety. Trust this response. Let your breath guide the rhythm of this awareness. Protection here is not about defense. It is about stability. It is the quiet confidence that you can remain present with your experience without needing to escape or resist it. This is a powerful state of healing. As you rest in this blue awareness, notice how it affects your sense of self. You may feel more centered, less scattered. Thoughts may slow or feel more spacious. This is clarity emerging naturally. Allow yourself to stay here for several breaths, letting the feeling of calm protection settle deeper. This light is not temporary. It is a state you can recall whenever you need steadiness or reassurance. You are not alone in this awareness. You are supported by the calm strength represented by this blue light. Let it remain with you gently and steadily as you continue to rest in presence. As you continue resting in this calm, protected awareness, gently turn your attention inward. There is no need to search for anything specific. Simply notice what is present beneath the surface of your thoughts. Often, what we carry is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet weight, small tensions. unspoken worries, and lingering emotions that have accumulated over time. Emotional and mental weight builds gradually. It forms when experiences are not fully processed, when feelings are set aside to keep moving, and when thoughts are repeated without resolution. None of this is a failure. It is a natural response to life's demands. Acknowledging this weight is the first step toward releasing it. You do not need to name or analyze what you are carrying. Awareness alone is enough. As you notice the presence of weight, imagine creating a small amount of space around it, not to push it away, but to allow it to soften. Often tension tightens when it feels ignored or resisted. When it is seen, it begins to relax. Imagine your breath moving gently through your body, creating room with each exhale. As you breathe out, allow a sense of easing to occur. You are not forcing release. You are allowing gravity to do the work. Just as the body relaxes naturally when given rest, the mind and emotions begin to lighten when given attention without judgment. If you notice specific sensations, tightness in the chest, heaviness in the shoulders, pressure in the head, acknowledge them gently. These sensations are signals, not problems. They are the body's way of communicating stored experience. Listen without trying to fix. Emotional release does not always look like tears or strong feelings. Often it is subtle. A sigh, a softening, a quiet sense of relief. Trust these small shifts. Healing does not need to be dramatic to be real. You may notice thoughts arising about things you need to do, situations that remain unresolved, or conversations that linger in memory. Rather than following these thoughts, imagine placing them gently into the space of awareness you have created. You are not dismissing them. You are setting them down temporarily. Mental weight often comes from carrying too many shoulds, expectations placed on yourself by habit or necessity. In this moment, give yourself permission to set those expectations aside. This is not avoidance. It is rest. As you continue breathing, imagine each exhale releasing a small layer of tension. You may visualize this as weight dissolving, drifting away, or simply becoming less dense. Use whatever imagery feels natural, or none at all. The intention is enough. If resistance arises, notice it with curiosity. Resistance often means something is protecting you. Acknowledge it without pushing. Let the release happen at its own pace. There is no deadline. Mental clarity increases as weight softens. You may notice more space between thoughts, or a sense of quiet where there was noise. Allow this space to expand naturally. This is not emptiness. It is room for balance to return. Emotional release also involves permission. Permission to feel without explaining. Permission to rest without earning it. Permission to let go without knowing exactly what will come next. These permissions loosen the grip of tension. If emotions surface, imagine them being held gently by the calm awareness around you. There is no need to suppress or exaggerate them. Let them pass through like waves, knowing that awareness remains steady. Sometimes release happens in layers. What you let go of now may be small, and that is enough. Each small release reduces the overall load. Trust the cumulative effect. Notice how your body feels as this process continues. You may feel lighter, warmer, or simply calmer. These sensations are signs that your system is recalibrating. Mental release also creates flexibility. When the mind is less burdened, it becomes more adaptable. Problems feel less rigid. Options become visible. This flexibility is a natural result of releasing weight, not something you have to force. As you rest in this lighter state, remind yourself that you do not need to carry everything at once. Life unfolds moment by moment. You are allowed to release what is not needed right now. Stay with this sense of gentle release for a few more breaths. Let the feeling of lightness, however subtle, settle into your awareness. This state is not something you lose, it is something you can return to whenever you allow yourself to pause and notice. As the sense of lightness continues to settle, begin to notice a deeper quality emerging within you. This quality is not excitement or intensity, but steadiness. It is the feeling of being supported from the inside, as if your center has become more stable and balanced. Inner strength does not announce itself loudly. It reveals itself through calm presence and quiet confidence. Restoring inner strength is not about adding something new. It is about reconnecting with what has always been there beneath stress and fatigue. When tension releases, energy naturally reorganizes itself. The mind becomes clearer, the body feels more grounded, and emotions find a more even rhythm. This balance is not forced, it is allowed. Bring your attention gently to your spine, imagining it as a central axis of stability. You do not need to visualize it clearly. Simply sense a vertical line of support within your body. This awareness encourages alignment, not rigidity. You are upright without effort, grounded without tension. Inner balance also involves emotional equilibrium. Rather than suppressing feelings or being overwhelmed by them, balance allows emotions to pass through without disturbance. You may notice that emotions feel less sharp, less demanding. This does not mean they disappear. It means they lose their ability to destabilize you. Strength is often misunderstood as resistance. True inner strength is flexibility. It is the ability to remain present regardless of what arises. As you rest in this awareness, notice how your reactions soften. There is space between experience and response. In that space, choice becomes possible. Imagine a steady flow of calm energy moving through you, evenly distributed. It does not rush to fix anything. It does not linger where it is not needed. It simply supports equilibrium. This flow represents balance, nothing excessive, nothing lacking. As this balance deepens, you may notice a sense of self-trust returning. Trust in your ability to handle what comes next. Trust that you do not need to anticipate every outcome. This trust is not blind optimism. It is grounded confidence based on presence. Balance also involves boundaries. When you feel centered, it becomes easier to recognize what belongs to you and what does not. External pressures lose some of their influence. You remain open, yet not depleted. This is a powerful form of protection that arises naturally from balance. You may notice your breathing remains smooth and even. Breath reflects inner state. When balance is present, breath flows without interruption. Let this rhythm continue without interference. Inner strength allows you to hold uncertainty without anxiety. Life does not suddenly become predictable, but your relationship with uncertainty changes. You no longer feel the need to control every outcome. This release of control conserves energy and reduces strain. As balance stabilizes, your awareness expands slightly. You may feel more present in your body, more connected to the moment. Thoughts may arise, but they feel less compelling. They are observed rather than followed. This observation is a sign of restored inner stability. Balance does not mean emotional numbness. It means emotional resilience. You can feel deeply without being overwhelmed. You can care without carrying excess weight. This resilience is sustainable, unlike constant effort or suppression. Imagine this balanced state as a calm center within you that remains steady even when circumstances change. It does not depend on external conditions. It is available because you are present. Inner strength also manifests as patience. You may notice a reduced urgency to act or decide. This patience allows clarity to emerge naturally. Decisions made from balance tend to be aligned and thoughtful rather than reactive. As you rest here, remind yourself gently that you are not required to prove your strength. You are allowed to experience it quietly. Strength expressed through calm presence is often the most enduring. Notice how this state feels compared to moments of tension or rush. There is more ease, more clarity, more grounded awareness. Let this contrast reinforce your understanding of balance as a preferred state, not an exception. Allow this inner strength and balance to settle into your awareness fully. You do not need to hold on to it tightly. Trust that it remains accessible whenever you pause and reconnect with yourself. As you rest in this balanced awareness, gently bring attention to any sense of fear or resistance that may still be present. There is no need to search for it or label it. Simply notice if there is a subtle tightening, hesitation, or guarded feeling anywhere in your body or mind. Fear often appears quietly, as a habit of caution rather than a clear emotion. Resistance can feel like a pause, a pulling back, or a reluctance to fully relax. Approach this noticing with kindness. Fear is not an enemy. It is a protective response that formed to keep you safe at some point. Resistance is not failure. It is simply energy that has learned to brace. When these states are met with awareness rather than force, they begin to soften naturally. Allow your breath to become a steady companion. With each inhale, imagine inviting gentle awareness into areas that feel tight or guarded. With each exhale, imagine offering those areas permission to loosen even slightly. There's no need to push fear away. Pushing creates more tension. Instead, let awareness do the work. You may notice thoughts connected to uncertainty, doubt, or anticipation. Rather than engaging with the content of these thoughts, notice their tone. Fear often speaks urgently, while clarity speaks calmly. By observing tone rather than content, you reduce fear's influence without needing to argue with it. Resistance can show up as restlessness or impatience. If you feel the urge to move on, to check out, or to distract yourself, simply notice that urge. This noticing transforms resistance into information. It tells you where your system is learning to. Trust ease. Stay with it gently. Imagine a calm, steady presence surrounding your awareness, offering reassurance without demand. This presence does not challenge fear or insist on change. It simply remains steady, signaling safety through consistency. Over time, fear responds to steadiness by relaxing. Clearing fear does not mean eliminating it forever. It means reducing its control. Fear loses power when it is acknowledged without judgment. As you continue breathing, imagine fear becoming less sharp, less defined. It may blur at the edges, becoming more like a distant sensation than a central focus. Notice how your body responds as fear softens. Shoulders may drop slightly. The jaw may unclench, breathing may deepen. These small physical shifts are signs that your nervous system is recalibrating. Let them happen without commentary. Resistance often protects identity. It may fear change, even positive change, because the unfamiliar can feel unsafe. Acknowledge this silently. You can say inwardly it's okay to be cautious. This simple recognition reduces internal conflict and allows energy to move more freely. As fear and resistance soften, space opens. In that space, awareness feels clearer and steadier. You may notice a sense of quiet confidence, not excitement, but trust. Trust that you can remain present with whatever arises. This trust is the antidote to fear. If memories or images surface, allow them to pass through without engagement. They are echoes, not commands. Your role is to witness, not to relive. Awareness keeps you anchored in the present moment, where safety exists. Clearing fear also involves releasing the need for certainty. The mind often seeks guarantees before relaxing. Gently remind yourself that certainty is not required for calm. Presence is enough. You are here. You are supported by awareness. That is sufficient. As you continue, imagine any remaining resistance melting like ice warming in sunlight. It does not disappear instantly. Softens gradually, changing form. This gradual change is sustainable and kind to your system. You may notice an increased sense of openness. Thoughts flow more smoothly. Emotions feel less charged. This openness is not vulnerability without protection. It is openness supported by balance and clarity. Let your breath remain natural. Each exhale reinforces the message that it is safe to release unnecessary tension. Each inhale reinforces the message that awareness is steady and supportive. Clearing fear does not remove caution or discernment. It removes excess tension that clouds perception. With fear softened, you can sense what truly requires attention and what does not. This clarity improves decision-making and emotional stability. As you rest here, acknowledge the courage it takes to meet fear with awareness. This courage is quiet and steady. It does not announce itself. It simply shows up as presence. Allow this softened state to settle into your awareness. Notice how it feels to be less guarded, more at ease. This state is not fragile. It is grounded in awareness and balance. Stay with this sense of calm openness for a few more breaths, allowing fear and resistance to continue easing at their own pace, supported by steady presence and gentle attention. As you remain in this state of calm openness, bring your awareness to the subtle rhythms of your body and mind. You are not trying to force anything. You are simply noticing what exists. Healing often begins in quiet observation, in the gentle acknowledgement of what is, rather than in striving or effort. By giving yourself permission to simply be present, you allow the natural processes of restoration to unfold without interference. Healing is not always dramatic. It does not always arrive in sudden bursts or noticeable changes. Often, it begins as a soft shift, a lightening of tension, a slight deepening of breath, a subtle clarity in thought. These small movements may seem insignificant at first, but they accumulate over time. They are the quiet work of the mind and body realigning, integrating, and restoring balance. Allow yourself to notice any areas of discomfort or fatigue within your body. Approach them without judgment. These sensations are signals, not problems. They are information guiding you toward awareness. Instead of resisting or analyzing them, let your attention rest there gently. Simply being present with these areas begins the process of natural healing. As you observe, imagine a gentle, steady energy moving through you, not forced, not directed, but flowing with ease. This energy represents the body and mind's inherent ability to restore themselves. It does not need to fix or change anything immediately. It simply provides support, space, and permission for restoration to occur. Breath can be your ally in this process. With each inhale, invite calm awareness into every part of your body. With each exhale, release tension that no longer serves you. You do not need to control your breath. Let it flow naturally, noticing how it interacts with the sensations, thoughts, and emotions present in this moment. Breath anchors you in presence, which is the foundation for healing. Healing also involves softening internal resistance. Often, the mind clings to worry, regret, or anticipation, believing that attention must always be directed outward, or that effort must always be exerted. This is understandable, but it creates unnecessary tension. By allowing yourself to rest in awareness, you let go of these patterns, creating a receptive space where healing can occur. Emotions may surface as part of this process. There is no need to judge, label, or suppress them. Notice them as they arise, allowing them to pass through awareness without holding on. When emotions are observed rather than resisted, they lose the intensity that often keeps them locked in the body and mind. Awareness transforms tension into information, allowing energy to flow freely once again. The mind may attempt to engage in problem-solving or analysis. This is natural. Acknowledge it without needing to follow the impulse. Healing is not about solving or fixing in this moment. It is about being present, creating a safe inner environment, and letting the body and mind recalibrate naturally. Observing thoughts without attachment allows clarity to emerge spontaneously. Healing also thrives in rhythm and repetition. Each breath, each moment of observation, each gentle acknowledgement reinforces the internal system's natural capacity to restore itself. Over time, these small intentional moments create cumulative effects, strengthening resilience, flexibility, and inner stability. Visualization can support this process if it feels natural. Imagine a warm, steady light flowing gently through your body, touching every area that holds tension or discomfort. This light is not an external force acting on you. It is a symbol of your own internal capacity to heal and restore. Allow it to move wherever it is needed without forcing direction. Let the energy simply accompany awareness. The body and mind often need reassurance that it is safe to relax and release. By maintaining gentle attention and presence, you provide that reassurance. Over time, the nervous system learns that tension can be softened safely. Patterns of chronic stress begin to loosen. Healing becomes a natural, ongoing process rather than a momentary event. Healing is also about integration. When subtle shifts occur in the body, mind, or emotion, awareness allows these changes to be recognized and assimilated. Integration ensures that restoration is lasting. By remaining present, You give each small change the space to settle, to become part of your ongoing equilibrium. Notice how the sense of calm presence interacts with your awareness. You may feel subtle expansion, a lightness of thought, a softening of posture, or a quiet steadiness in emotion. These signs indicate that internal restoration is taking place. Trust in the subtlety. Healing rarely demands loud acknowledgement. It progresses steadily beneath the surface. As you continue, allow yourself to sink deeper into this supportive state. Recognize that you are participating actively in your own healing, not through force, but through presence. Each moment of attention, each breath, each gentle acknowledgement reinforces the body and mind's natural capacity to restore balance. There is no rush. Healing does not have a timeline dictated by external expectations. It unfolds according to its own rhythm, supported by your calm presence and gentle awareness. The practice of simply noticing, allowing, and supporting your system provides the conditions for profound internal restoration. Remain here for a few more moments, noticing any changes, however subtle, in your body, mind, or emotions. Allow the sense of steady, supportive energy to settle into your awareness. Trust that this process continues naturally, and that each return to calm, present attention strengthens your capacity to heal and restore balance.